Hello everyone, I'm Christine and this is Christine Says a Lot. Today I'm going to talk about the lessons I have learned from Me Made May 2023. And specifically, I'm going to talk about 4 items that I sewed that were patterns that I dearly wanted to sew and thought I'd make multiples of. And they were either in the to be gotten rid of pile or I'm not too sure about this pile. So let me tell you about these makes. I'm going to tell you why I was either undecided about whether I would keep them or why I definitely wanted to get rid of them and never make them again. So the first item I want to talk to you about is what I'm wearing today. This is the drawstring t-shirt dress from Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple book, based off of the Tabitha tee. Now, what I love about this dress, and I'm going to be inserting photos here as I speak about all of these garments. What I love about this dress is the sheer wearability of it. I love to wear a dress. It's very hot here in South Carolina for a good portion of the year, and a dress is just so much more comfortable. So I wear a dress pretty much every day, and I love having a casual, comfortable dress that I can put on with a pair of tennis shoes and just get on with my day. I also like the length of the skirt on this dress. Because you draft the skirt yourself based on your measurements, you can decide where you want the skirt to hit, and I really like for my dress to hit right at the top of my knees, and I nailed it on this one. What am I uncertain about? Well, I wouldn't say uncertain. I think I know there are definite things that I would like to change in making another version of this dress. I do know that I need to top stitch down this neckband. I purposefully did not iron this down. I can iron it flat to where it is nice and flat and neat, but who wants to have to iron a knit dress that is a go-to everyday summer dress? Definitely not me, and I don't mind ironing. So I'm going to cover stitch this down, and I need a little more practice with my cover stitch machine, and I'm going to do some practicing on this dress. The main reason why I'm not excited to reach for this is the style of the Tabitha t-shirt. I just don't think it's me. I know other people love it and it looks great on them, but to me, I would like something to elevate the t-shirt dress a little more. I'm not crazy about the sleeve on this. I think it just accentuates the widest part of my arm, and it's lacking in pizzazz. So I will definitely continue to wear this dress, and I will wear it all summer long, and I will enjoy it. But the next time I make it, and I will make another one, I'm going to use a different pattern for the t-shirt top. I will use either the Hey June Handmade Union Street tee. That one comes with a full bust adjustment version, so that's already done for me. I have a couple of cashmerette patterns I could use, and the Green Style Creation green tee fits me really well, and that would be a good option. So this is definitely going to be one I'm going to continue to wear all summer, but the next time I'll be using a different t-shirt pattern in creating this look. I would love to hear about your experience if you're participating in Me Made May. Even if you're not participating in Me Made May, have you taken the time to reflect on your sewing makes, and what lessons have you learned that you can share with the rest of us? The next garment that I don't reach for often is the Tilly and the Buttons Stevie dress. This is a garment that I made in 2019 or 2020. I was so excited to get this pattern. I thought this would be a great go-to dress for me with its loose flowing style, and that would be a quick, simple one to make. Now I'm going to insert a photo of me in this dress. The number one reason I knew I was not wearing this dress was the fabric. It comes out of the wash super wrinkled, more wrinkled than any other rayon I have sewn with. And it meant that it needed a thorough ironing job every time it was washed before I could wear it. And then it would need a refresh press in between washings. You can probably tell by the state of this dress that this is one I don't plan to keep. That is definitely going to be released. Now, what was it about the dress other than the fabric? There were a couple of main issues with it. I really did not like the neckline on me, and maybe I had sewn up one size too big for me, because it definitely did not fit me the way it fits the model on the package, either in the front or the back. For me, I just had a whole lot of open neck going on, and it always felt uncomfortable around the neckline, and obviously I never did anything to try to fix it. One of the nice things about working with people who also sew garments is I was able to ask at work, what is it about this dress that is driving me nuts? And one of my friends hit the nail on the head in a very gracious and generous way. She pointed out that she does not sew patterns with grown-on sleeves like these because with a large bust, she feels that she gets some awkward pooling of fabric and it just doesn't look right. And that was exactly what I was feeling in this dress. So I'm going to be adding the Stevie pattern to my pile for the fabric swap I'm hosting tomorrow with friends. And I'm going to be releasing this. I have another kind of recent make to talk about, and that is the Friday Pattern Company square neck top. Now, if you follow my channel, when I made this top, I really wasn't sure how I felt about it. I was unsure about the amount of skin in this area. It's very modest, and I think it was just different. And I decided, let me take a while to wear this and then come back to this. I was really on the fence on the shirt, and I am a super fan of the Friday Pattern Company patterns. The black fits me well, and normally I love everything that I have made by this designer. Well, I'm here to say I do love the square neck top, and I will be making more of these. It was just a style that I needed to get used to. I needed to try wearing it with different things, and I found that I was comfortable with it and I like it. It uses very little fabric, so it's going to be great for using up those 1 meter pieces that you're not too sure, especially if you're in the larger sizes like I am. What can I make with this? Well, with just a little more than 1 meter, I can make the square neck top. Now, I did add a little bit of length to the top. I wanted to have the option to either tuck it in or wear it out. This is definitely more of a cropped top. I don't have a lot of high-waisted garments. I don't want to flash my belly, so I added 2 inches in length to the top. I also lowered the bust darts, and I'm super happy with this. The only thing that I'm not as happy about is the fabric. I used a very inexpensive chambray that I purchased from fabric.com, which is no longer in business. And you can't really tell so much from me holding up the top because I have ironed it, ready to be worn soon. But I'm going to insert a photo where you can see how this fabric is bobbling. I think I have only washed that top 3 times, and it should not be seeing that amount of bobbling with that little wear and that little washing. I'm going to keep this top. I'm going to wear it. I don't think it's gonna wear well, and that is another reason why I like to buy quality fabric. My final garment that I'm going to talk about, I've chatted about on this channel several times before, is the Wren Blouse by Chalk and Notch Patterns. Now this is a top that I keep coming back to and I keep talking about because I am so drawn to this pattern. I can't tell you the number of times I've scrolled through Instagram or seen other YouTubers wearing this and I've instantly been drawn to it and said, ooh, what is that pattern? I must buy it because I love it, only to realize that it's the Wren Blouse. I already own the pattern and I have made my first version of it. So if you follow me, you'll know that the biggest mistake in sewing this garment was that I sewed the wrong size. So I sewed the size based on my full bust, not my upper bust, and I have a lot of excess fabric in this area. It does not sit well at all. I'm not sure if I talked about this on the channel, but when I was sewing this blouse and inserting the elastic, each time I inserted the elastic, it was way too loose, way too loose. In a moment of aggravation, I just really cinched it up, sewed it down, closed it, and it was a little too tight. It was not so tight that somebody could see it as tight looking at it, but it made it that little bit uncomfortable. And I think it caused the sleeve to sit different than it was intended. So I was all set to just say goodbye to this pattern and not sew it again, not even give it another try in the correct size, which is a little bit crazy considering how much I wanted to sew this pattern, how quickly I bought the pattern when it was released, and how quickly I made this first and only version. So what I did was I took out the elastic because there was no way I could work all day with the elastic digging in that slight bit that was just aggravating, and I wore it to work. And again, I asked my sewing friends, what do you think? I know I've got the obvious thing going on with the size here, and they said, oh my goodness, Christine, that is a beautiful blouse. And they encouraged me to sew it in the correct size. And I was also encouraged when I looked in the mirror and I didn't realize what a difference it made with not having the elastic as tight with how these lantern sleeves fit. So this was a pattern that I was going to totally give up on after this one and only try. And I am encouraged to go back, make another version in a size smaller, and see how I like the pattern. If I sew it in the size smaller and it still doesn't do it for me, then I'll move on from the pattern. But it's too soon for me to call it quits on the Wren Blouse by Chalk and Notch Patterns. So even though I am totally saying goodbye to the Stevie dress pattern, I feel like I have learned and it was worthwhile to sew that and to take this time to think about what it is I'm sewing and wearing. I have learned that I don't like that sleeve on me, and even though the Friday Pattern Company is a little bit like the Stevie in that the sleeve is all one piece, I don't have as much fabric right here. So I'm taking in this information and learning, and so hopefully I will be making more targeted decisions on what I'm sewing in the future and have more success out of the gate. Thank you for joining me. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments below about the lessons you have learned. And this is what YouTube thinks you'd like to watch next.